All right, here we are, and here we're back with ELC Legends Series number 2. If you just tuned in, I'm here. Is it that way? No, it's that way. I'm here with Dominic, and we're both very excited for our next one. We're very, very interested to see how HoP versus Reason will go. We've just seen Cobblestone, and we've seen Reason. I mean, who expected Reason to win? Let's be real.
Yep, that's really interesting. What's happening this far in this group, but the match that's coming up next is definitely going to give us a little bit of an idea on how the group might end. It's still pretty close to just beginning. It's still one of the opening matches, but surely the winner of this match will have the biggest chance, or at least we'll see if they have the biggest chance if to take the first place in this group. Because if it's actually a close match, then maybe everything can still change in the finals match. But then if it is really one-sided in favor of either Reason or HoP, then we probably know that that's how the group is going to end. But then still, in Counter-Strike, it's a little bit different because we've got different maps out here. So, for instance, if we play Cash right now, it could be completely different on Train next up or on Inferno. So, definitely looking forward to seeing these two teams face off against each other. But I feel like maybe the next match will be a little bit more interesting. I don't know why, but I just don't trust so much in Reason Gaming yet.
I feel you. I feel you. We follow a lot of things off the UK scene. What really bothers me the most is that feeling that you get that how this is actually happening. First of all, like, how did eSuba lose this? Is it that spell? You've mentioned it. If you've been casting a lot of matches with them, and always when you were casting, they were losing. I don't know what you have to do with this. I personally don't know if you have some kind of spell, if you have some kind of eSuba losing magic. Maybe they're going to sue you at one point. But I just feel like that should have never happened in the first place. Like, for real. How, why?
No,
Those questions are, like, not answerable. But when we go into our recent game where we just have to say, I think HoP have that chance. But it's really map dependent once more. It's a best of one. So we're going to see if even the losing team is going into double digits. We didn't have that yet.
yeah, that's the thing. It could definitely happen right here. It could be a little bit of surprise from Reason once again, but I feel like HoP were watching this game and will know what to do. And as we mentioned, they have nearly impeccable team play this far. They always know what to do to support each other well enough. So it's going to be a little bit harder for Reason Gaming to so easily pick people off. Like Thomas, when he was playing the AWP, he could get even a triple kill for himself with the enemy team still kind of being lost. And I feel like that's been what hurt eSports the most. These guys didn't necessarily know when and where to be careful to not walk straight into the enemy's crosshair, and I don't think that HoP will be making mistakes like these. So it'll be a lot
Yeah,
tougher of a game for the British team.
but I think that was really map dependent. Because when we take a look, Cobblestone on the B side, op, Chicken Cube, having this kind of position, that is so easy to hold when you're doing decent op work. We're going to know in a second what maps we're taking a look at. We'll be here till like 21 Central European time, so don't worry if you did miss a game, if you're going to miss one, because you're getting something to eat. It's very hot outside. If you do something in reality, like you should probably do, then you are having not the slightest bit of a problem because you're not going to miss out anything. Chill here, show of us at ELC. And one important thing we should mention, if you're kind of new to the stream, you can actually bet. You can have the option. And this is, I was never good with Twitch bots. I'm never good with those. But you can actually do exclamation mark bet, type 1 or 2, and then the amount of betties. Betties is like our currency right now. I think one Betty is like $25 or so, and £1 is like 7 million US dollars. So you can do a lot with Betties for sure. And we also have a great great so also be aware to check that out. And we haven't done it so far, and I think at one point we need to we need to sell us out. A big thanks logically to Mountain Dew, Instant Gaming, ELC, and Challenge Me GG to make it possible, to make this kind of tournament possible. And while we're still waiting, I would really like to see the groups again, because that would be great. I'm big fan
Yeah.
of seeing those teams.
Definitely, but yeah, coming back to that giveaway, it's amazing that you have a chance to win something physical. So when you have these bets on the other websites, you usually just trade around the skins. Right here on you can
Yeah.
use betties, which is just so simple. You get them for watching the stream, so you don't have to do anything. You don't have to put any money in it, and you can win something like that you can have in your hands later. So that's nice. And even as you said, like kind of in an ironic way, these don't have any worth in real life, but the stuff you can win definitely does. And I mean, it might sound like one of those scammy websites, like, sign up with the code
Yeah.
ELC and you'll get like $50 for free. But yeah, you're just watching the stream and you can win the giveaway, which
Hey
is worth
kids,
quite a
ever
bit.
ever tried cocaine? Type ELC gaming at your local dealer and you can get some for free. No, but we're taking a look at the groups right now. It's going to start off what we've seen today, our four teams. Tomorrow, I'm really excited to see the Germans with UX Gaming. They're having that mixture. There's also one German Turkish guy. We have one of my favorite is the Portuguese guys and the Spanish guys, because when you cast them, everything is on fire. And I'm not quite sure if you've ever been like to football public viewing. I don't know if that's a big thing in Poland,
It
but
is actually, but I've never been there, but I know what it looks like. I know what you mean.
the attitude is just insane. And this is pretty much how the chat will go, how the people will go. They go nuts and they pretty much love you as a caster 24/7 if you're, all right as one. So I'm excited to see that. I'm really excited to see Planet Key as well, the Germans surrounding Alex R. That will be also good to know. And otherwise, we're just getting ready and getting set for HoP eSports versus Reason Gaming. And at 19, if you're a fan of TTFU or eSuba, you're going to see who's going out of this and who will still barely manage to stay in this. By the way, did you see the logo of Puckstars?
Yeah, it's a pug basically.
I love it. It's so great. It's a minimalistic puck who also looks, I don't know, it looks weird because he looks kind of dead inside on the one hand, but on the
Uh,
other hand,
I don't
it's
I don't see it in such detail to actually say that, but I can tell you that we also on the League of Legends tournament, we also had a Bulldog esports. So you've got pugs in CS and you've got bulldogs in League of Legends.
it's ironic. All the animals are in one group. Playing ducks, puck stars. You know what I'm saying? Just it's kind of ironic. I don't want to go into detail with the animals because what I'm
If you want to
more
go so
interested.
far into the puns and in depth, you could say that's a little bit ironic, XD.
Oh God. There we go. Welcome to ELC 2017. It was a pleasure to work this, but I mean, it's in our gameplay DNA. So, I mean, why wouldn't we be wise wizards if we could also question our existence if there is any kind of reason gaming? So, yeah, I mean, that is pretty much the worst way you can do it. This is the way you're getting the bad publicity, but we know publicity is publicity. So excited to see what's going to happen with that. Anyway, we're just waiting for our producers to set ready our game. And I mean,
Yeah, no, when you're talking about the wise wizards and just asking probably for the purpose of life, you could definitely come up with the answer that planet is
existence.
probably the key.
There's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah, see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from. Okay. What I would really find disturbing on the one hand, I mean that might be not so appropriate, but the Russian team is called Hamas, pretty much. I don't know if that is. I don't know what the name should mean. It just is kind of concerning with the name. I don't have a good feeling about that.
Really?
Thank,
Okay, so
yeah,
you're
thankfully
gonna
there's.
judge them by the name, right?
Yeah, I'm really thankful that there was no Israeli team in Group D, because then it would go downhill massively. You maybe I don't know if you get my political intention here, but I personally would
No,
feel uncomfortable. Okay, that's no biggie, no
kind
biggie.
of.
We're here for CS. We're not here for politics. That would be interesting though. A political show with CS. Maybe in a few years we're going to see that. Maybe
Just
once
don't
the
include me in that. I don't care about
okay
politics.
okay I'm massively into that. So yeah, I'm going to see one thing I want to talk about when we're getting about CS, and I want to hear your personal opinion. When you have a team that has just recently played, for example, like Reason played the last one on the Cobblestone 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, and those guys from HoP had a break. Who do you think is favorable, the team that had a break or the team that was just playing?
In this case, I feel like it doesn't really make a difference. When you're playing online, all these players are at their homes, they're doing whatever they want, so they can stay warmed up if they want, they can relax if they want, they can just chill to some music or watch a video or whatever. Watch the stream, do the research. So it's not gonna have such a big factor on what's going to happen in the game, since it's not a best of three. In a best of three situation, like the team that's just recently played could be a little bit tired, while the other could be a little bit bored, and that warm-up could have dropped off. So in that case, I feel like the team that's playing 2 matches in a row might have the impact, and in my opinion, that would change something. But yeah, since this is a best of one, I don't think it really means anything. It's going to be just like that.
Yeah, the worst thing that could actually happen would be if Reason is losing right now and they're directly playing. No, they're not directly playing. Okay, I'm totally got that wrong. But yeah, this is pretty much at the point where we're going to get live into the game in a second. We have 9 players connected. We have ELC Gaming there as well. And I think we have to give one big shout out to one guy there at ELC. You know, Sasha is doing all the great technical work, but there's one guy who has the most German name, and that is Willy. I don't know if you know his full name. I'm not going to say it, but if you ever thought you heard a German name, forget it. You didn't hear Willy's name. And big shout out to our observer, Willy, of course, as well, to do all that observing work. But right now we're pretty much ready. We're pretty much set. We're on fire, you could say. We're on fire to go for our third match of the day. HoP eSports versus Reason Gaming. What a smooth transition. I didn't intend that, actually.
And, well, we've got a knife round, and the map is once again Train. So, that's definitely quite nice to see. And definitely the team that played on Train might have a little bit of a disadvantage right here, because I'm quite sure that the other team did the research. And I'm not sure if you're seeing what I'm seeing, but yeah. The camera bugged out a little bit for a second. Although we are hopping into this. Aaron with the first kill right off the bat.
And there you see, it's pretty much right now classic main station scenario. Everywhere getting the knives in the back of each other.
Oh.
BZT. Oh. Back and forth. Oh, 1 and 2.
What?
Bye. This is HoP making it.
Oh, he's gonna do this.
Ouch.
Amazing. Both of them, all of them actually, all 3 of them swinging their knives and missing. And finally BZT just comes in and gets that down. Nice. And HoP eSports, I mean, it's gonna be hard to take them down on Train, as we last saw, and additionally they're gonna start off with the CT side right here. Ouch. Reason.
Did Reason start? Did Reason watch the stream? Because if Reason has some kind of people behind them, if Reason understands the game good enough, they might learn how they can take down HoP. They know there is a guy like Razy who plays aggressively, and they know they have the 2-man B setup, so they gotta reconsider. As you mentioned, often on pro teams we see 1 guy B, but there we have 2 on the HoP standard default. Here comes Razy with 1, starts it beautifully with a shot directly onto Cinder. 100% accuracy from him so far. But it doesn't really put down Reason.
And also, you would say he's got 100% headshots, but it also counts the frags from the pistol, from the knife round, unfortunately. So it says 50% in the table out there. Anyway, though, doesn't matter. Right now, the bomb is being planted. So even though the first man was lost by Reason Gaming, they're still getting through right there. And I feel like No Fury, yeah, you got an amazing kill. But he might have stayed there a little bit longer. BZT now taking down Thomas, and it's getting pretty bad for Reason Gaming. They got the bomb planted, but it's not where they want to stop. They want to win this round, right? But they're not even firing the shots.
It's concerning. It's just so concerning. And here comes another one. Crate on his own needs to find free. Nope, denial. And this is the defuse comment in from HoP eSports. They at least got the plan. So this second round buy is possible. Let's see if Reason does that, though, because yeah. They are going for that eco. Understandable and classic decision.
Yeah, and I definitely like it. You could see in the previous matches that most of the time the forces did not work out. There was one time when players with Deagles go really close to winning the rounds. I'm talking about the Reason Gaming's match. But at the end of the day, they lost it. They had like a 3v2 and ended up being in a 1v2.
So let's see how this will turn out now. Because let's see if Reason Gaming might pull off something with this. Hard to imagine, to be honest. Let's be real for a second. But there comes Razy. He comes there closely to this 5 more from... I mean, if they push out, they might find 1, they might find 2. It depends on that FAMAS. And there comes 1, Fifi with 1, Razy with another. Okay, the classic cleanup. It's a lot of dirt on the ground, and HoP eSports is the janitor at this moment. They're picking up another one. Hodlum can't do anything.
Well, a little bit unfortunate out there, of course, but that's how it was supposed to be. We've got a death on Eric, we've got a death on Nofir this far in the lineup of HoP eSports, and these guys are sticking with some UMP, FAMAS, Scout out there, while Reason Gaming, of course, have a full buy, although not so full of a buy with only 2 smokes out there for themselves, so they're going to have a perfectly careful execution on towards one of the sides. It's still going to be pretty hard to take these bomb sites, but at least they got themselves a try. They're giving themselves a chance.
Yeah, and this is the thing. I mean, at a pro team level, you got to decide if one of those guys goes for the UMP and full utility, full dedication out. We got it with Cray pretty much covered. But a second one with Molotov, smokes, flashbangs, all that stuff would help out those guys from Reason Gaming a lot. Let's take a look how they will put that in use and how they will take any off the sites. So far, no big control. The UK guys have gotten themselves secured.
Okay then. Eric. Surely a man that was very important to the team on the previous map. Same you could say about Razy and Fifi out there on bomb site B. So overall, HoP eSports looking real solid. Maybe Aaron sometimes made some mistakes, maybe PZT also, but it's not like they were much worse.
There it comes. I mean, what was concerning here, how Razy reacted so late. Cinder gets flashed, barely takes down Razy, puts him down to 16 though. Flashbangs are going to come in. BZT is also taking down another one, and now it's only Hodlum whose position is already known. Oh, one.
And he gets one more kill, but then does not really know which way to look because he heard a guy running straight at him from his right hand side, but then the shot fired at him came from the front. And that's going to be 3-0. But Reason Gaming, they got a bomb plant in the pistol round. They're getting a bomb plant now. So at least they're not going to be like doing so horribly with the economy as the Bulgarian team facing off against HoP.
That's exactly pretty much you're summing it up right now. Reason Gaming coming with some pistols. And here we go again. Maybe this is the deja vu we're actually not looking for. Maybe this is the repetition of something we don't want to see again. Because there comes Aaron, plays it aggressively. He definitely spot out Scott, but he's already taken down. The AK does its work, and now it is just about Aaron to find anything else. Aaron welcomes too. Hodlum finds him in the end. And now we're back to only one guy who can do some work. And that's already his life. Yep. 4-0,
yeah.
Quick, dirty, and working out fine for HoP.
So yeah, that's no fear for you. He definitely knows how to rush down these B holes very nicely. He's already shown that in the previous matchup, and he's doing it again. The top fragger this time, we don't have like a clear top fragger where we had Fifi and Eric jumping up to 10 frags right in the very beginning of the map. This time they're keeping it a little bit more spread between the players in the team, but in my opinion it's even better.
And there comes a punishment for 2 aggressive plays. As we see, BZT already been taken down. You really got to think twice about this. Oh, okay. There comes the Hungarian basketball team, and it is so great. The flashbang works out. The aggression is there. 3-3 so quickly.
Hodlum was actually shooting at that smoke all the time, and I have no idea how Eric was not even hit once. Great! Slightly blinded by the flashbang, and no, that lets No Fear stay alive and get that kill pretty swiftly and simply in 5-0. Becoming a little bit worse for Reason Gaming. This game is definitely not as easy as it was a while before. And Reason have to take a tactical pause.
And there's the UK break. We're going to see what they're doing about that. And as we take a look at the scoreboard right now, 6-1, 6-1, 4-1. Nothing too big on HoP, but Cinder needs to come back on this. And Cinder needs to show what he's capable of doing. And so far, the first game surprised me already. And somehow I have that feeling I want to see Reason on LAN. Deep in my heart, deep in my meme heart, I say UK for LAN. Don't do Brexit on this tournament. Do Brexit somewhere else, but not in this tournament. Get into LAN finals. I would somehow love to see that.
Yeah, I definitely would also love to see that. And I know there are quite a couple of Brits who would also love not to see the Brexit happen.
Out of this tournament.
But yeah. Overall. Anyway, the pause is about to end, I think. I mean, there's still quite a bit of time left, but I don't think that Reason will be using it all up on a tactical pause. Usually these take like a minute and a half. So yeah, they should be about ready, but overall the economy is just not looking too good. It's a little bit too uneven, so maybe they will just try to play with some Tech 9, some Kevlar, some grenades maybe for a couple of people to even things out, and then go for an AWP for a very a mighty full buy to get something going, really, to overpower HoP eSports. But if that doesn't work out, then Reason will be in deep trouble.
Yeah, Reason will be in quite deep trouble, because let's take a look at this. 3 more. HoP needs to once more finish a halftime easily, and 3 more are pretty much nothing compared to the work they need to do. Thomas comes aggressively. The train arrives, and it's called UK service at its finest. But let's see if Reason will put up that immense battle once more. And flashbangs are pretty much ready. They're just holding on. The execution. Fifi has nothing to see. Finds one. Oh, the crossfire is working out. And that is a shutdown on the Reason site.
Well, No Fear. Closing it all out. Pretty classic way of how these B pushes end this far. HoP did not struggle on that bomb side B in their first match at all. Fifi and No Fear always getting all these kills. And once again, it's the very same situation that we'd seen against the Bulgarians. Nothing changes, and I feel like, yeah, Reason Gaming should have figured out at least a little bit how HoP play here on this train, but nothing like that's visible. They're just making the same mistakes the Bulgarians did.
Yeah, the mistake starts though when you are actually not banning this map from the pool in the beginning. From start on, you could have decided to say, yeah, we're definitely not playing train against those guys from HoP again, because they're so strong in it. At least what we've seen so far. Frack after frack is happening. And as I'm just talking about it, you can't even commentate anymore, because HoP is just cleanly sweeping it up, finding the mop, and putting that dirt away from the ground. 7-0. One more for picking up that halftime in just a matter of minutes.
Well, Hoodlum is going to be playing with UMP-45. It's another thing that worries me a tiny bit. They have a ton of Molotovs, though, so maybe they will want to figure something out with it. Maybe they'll have a good idea about how to use them. And also, I mean, Reason Gaming playing against eSub, they had a very one-sided score until some point. It was like 7-1, 8-1, and then eSub started getting a couple rounds finally. For HoP eSports, I feel like it's a very similar kind of situation where they started dominating and then the enemy team got a couple of rounds going. So maybe there's going to be that breakthrough point where Reason Gaming are going to get the 4 rounds out of this first half. But I don't know whether it's actually going to be good enough. Cinder with a great shot, and also that allows Kamapangi to get some good position for himself, but actually it immediately turns out that it wasn't a good position at all.
2 players who are not even together on 100 HP anymore. One shot M4 headshots, and that pretty much seals the deal, you could say. But let's see. As the time also ticks low, pressure builds up onto Reason Gaming. If they're losing this one, this will basically mean halftime number 1 in the favor of the Hungarians. Cinder slowly makes his way, tries to sneak up as much as possible, but oh, Razy. That could go horribly wrong. Let's see how this will backfire or how it will not backfire. There we go.
Okay.
A little bit of relief there. A little bit of relief.
But some people would just completely not look there anymore as they got through. Nobody's shooting at them. They might think that just nobody is there. And that would be a huge mistake. But luckily enough, that was checked. The bomb was planted and a little bit of a lead they've got right here with just Eric remaining.
He can make his way through. I mean, both the players should be easy shots for him. Throws that flame for some reason. Don't really understand why and what's the intention behind it. But that plant is just too open to give him any kind of ninja possibility or to give him kind of any fake. Oh no, this is not going to happen. This will be the first one, and here comes Cinder finding that frag.
Yep. So, Reason Gaming finally getting the first round for themselves, and now just string some more together. Now, don't let it die out right here. I guess it's a very simple piece of advice that I'm giving them right here. It's not going to be so easy to execute, especially as the second AWP is now bought up by HoP. So, maybe something new from them. And there's an incendiary good one. Definitely is going to deal a little bit of damage, and it doesn't cut off the terrorists, though. They decide to actually jump over, and Eric, right behind that smoke, he might be in great danger. 1-man advantage in favor of HoP eSports. We're not seeing a lot of these shots fired, but the mollies are already enough to find at least 1 kill out there. Karmapangia with some good position. The bomb is it going to get planted? Yes, it is. Cinder will get killed off by Novia, and Eric is but a witness of that, but he's got a good position in my opinion because he's just not done anything. The enemies would not be expecting him in there, but he's not even got any targets. Novia's cleaning everything up. Thomas was supposed to be the victim that belongs to Eric, but Razy somehow just takes him down.
Yeah, and this is concerning, and this is also very worrying, because as Reason Gaming, if he cannot connect to the performance you just did, it hurts a lot, and we're seeing that already in the economy. Cinder can afford something right here. Crane and Hodlum will have some problem to get anything out of this, and let's take a look what they will get out of this. Let's take a look. Hodlum, Tech, Cray, Tech, and full AK buy onto Cinder. So let's take a look how the 2 pistols and 3 rifles will do their work. And what I love so much about HoP eSports is that double setup onto B, because sometimes it drives me crazy to see only one guy B. I see the intention that you can do a quick rotation, but that is not the case. Tours perfectly work, and Aaron finds that one, maybe gets a second onto Cinder. Yes, he gets it. Oh, this is beautiful.
Wow.
Op work at its finest.
Yeah, and it looked real impressive. Something that you always like to see. Now, Thomas, Eric with a reply though, so that 1 single kill isn't going to change much, and I feel like we've seen a lot of Thomas's action on bomb side B on Cobblestone with that AWP that was incredibly strong, but it's real hard for Reason Gaming to get that going. They rarely get the money, and when he only gets the first opportunity with the AWP, he might be a little bit rusty from the previous game. Cray very low in health, and that HE, it's not going to finish him off actually, it misses completely. And there might be still a tiny bit of a chance, but yeah, even a single shot with an M4 probably would be enough to finish him off, and it's an AWP shot that's fired at him. And Aaron with a triple kill in this round makes it look real good.
Yeah, and this just at this point where Reason Gaming might need to consider what they need to do next. It is classic to say so, and you have your IGL and you have your work, and if you didn't know, Reason Gaming back in 2014, there was a team under their contract which was playing in majors, and now look where this organization went. This is just sad to see. Aaron finds nothing with that op, and that could have ended horribly for him.
Nothing with that grenade.
They would have been fast enough. Nothing with the grenade as well, and now Aaron hits 1. Let's see how many he's go for. No, that's denied. And that is a free op onto the Reason site. 3 versus 3 with only the pistols.
And so Eric is going to find 1 kill for himself as he jumps in from the connector. The missed shot from Cinder is not going to make it any better. The bomb is planted. But I don't think the time is in the favor of the terrorist teams. And though coming up close with the tech time. Where's the only one? Spots out BZT, but only spots him out. He's not going to get the kill. BZ with the AWP also switches out for B250 to close out the round. 10-1 in favor of HoP. Coming in from behind was also 50, so he probably would have finished it off if not his teammates. Oh, man.
That aggression on the post plant situation also didn't fully make sense to me. Why would you go for that in such a scenario when you can just play it out close range? Yeah, well, it's not really making so much sense to me, but that is how Reason Gaming plays, and now we're going to see HoP once more. I mean, where do we go from this? What should we think of HoP eSports at this point of time? We talked about it, eSuba, most known team, most experienced roster. Then suddenly Hungarians come in and they beat every single team so badly. Let's see if Reason finish it off or if it will HoP probably taking it home. But let's be real for a second.
Well, actually, we might be surprised a little bit in just a moment, Razy. Right around the corner, though, I feel like he's got a huge advantage in here. He's also going to be outplayed. And where is the bomb? Reason, you have to go back right now. They got pretty deep into this bomb site, actually, which allowed them to get some kills, and then they fell back to pick up that bomb, actually. So I felt like them spreading out so much would not favor them at all. But it worked out perfectly fine. Thomas with another headshot. The grenade did deal a little bit of damage, but no kills just yet. Fifi with one, with two. Hollum getting up close. But then he's got Eric on top of that Rids. And Eric looking the wrong way. He did not go through the smoke. But now he, of course, knows that too. So there's the second round for Reason Gaming. And yeah, you thought it was maybe a little bit obvious that the HoP were going for the victory. But Reason Gaming are not giving up yet.
They're not giving up yet, but let's see if all hope is unnecessary or if that glimpse, if that light at the end of the tunnel might bring them back. BZT. Oh no. What a start. In the first 15 seconds, Scott has been taken down to 43, Cray to 75. And this is a minor thing, but what you really have to put in mind is how getting under 89 HP makes you an M4 one-shot headshot. And this is where it can get problematic. Cray gets too aggressive A-Rod. And I don't understand at one point. I mean, they got double digits, right? They got a 10-2 scoreline, all great. But that aggression is unnecessary.
Well, yeah, and might as well be. But then that's how they played against the Bulgarian team all the time. They just pushed up, and it was about no fear, getting control of the B holes, and then closing it out, forcing the enemy team to act a little bit quicker, and they could just hold down the angles on bomb site A and make sure to get the kills. Right here, though, Reason Gaming's taking quite good care of that, but it's a little bit early to say because, it's only the second round taken by Reason Gaming, so HoP, when they make a single mistake, they don't really have to worry so much.
I don't really have to worry so much, but the other thing is, though, how will HoP react to this man disadvantage we're having right now? BZT's positioning is not that bad. Smokes are coming into that connector section. Eric could be that game changer right here. Shut down to 15 HP, needs to retreat back to CT. Oh, and that pre-fire of Cray nearly works out. Bomb is down at this moment.
On one-man lead, of course, with Eric being down to 15 HP, with Cinder hitting Fifi with that molly into his body, so he knows that somebody is there.
There's no smoke as well, so they can't go for that kind of ninja thing. They can't go for that hidden diffuse. Though they have two kits, and the save is coming in. Only Razy plays it aggressive and doesn't get anything out of it.
He gets a little bit of money lost out of it only. It's gonna be the third round for a reason. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was letting an opportunity like this into my head that probably at some point Reason Gaming are gonna win a couple of rounds for themselves. But it's only the third round. Even if they win the 5, it remains the same kind of situation as the Bulgarian team was in. It's not going to be enough Then you have to win the pistol, and then even with that pistol victorious, you could already see in the first match of the day that HoP were still able to secure themselves the match. BZT with an amazing headshot, but right around the corner is Karmapanya still, so he's got to take care of another guy.
Yeah, that is a big hello, welcome. You like Ivy? Here I am. BZT finds a great shot with that deagle onto Hodlum. Just in the first 20 seconds, already man disadvantages onto Reason Gaming, and Cinder and the rest, they need to think about this, because take a look at that. Oh, Aaron does not realize what kind of advantage he had there. Eric finds Credo, gets that refrag, and this is back to a 4 versus 3. 60 seconds, and the options are there for Reason Gaming. 2 smokes. It's possible. It's getting a little bit difficult, though.
Well, Eric with yet another, and he finds another kill for himself. Just people walking straight into his crosshair. The bomb is right on top of that blue, so there's no other way they can actually do that. And Eric can place this round with 4 nice and tasty kills for himself. 11-3 right now for HoP. The last round is about to begin, but we're going to get to experience a pause just before that happens because of some technical issues on the team's sides. And what can Raisin still do? That's the big question that we've got right now in our heads. Hoodlum is a little bit lower on money. Karmapanya also did not have so much, as he just goes for a Kevlar helmet and an AK and has 300 left, so he will go for smoke additionally. In the meantime, No Fear is just dropping P2000s on the respawn because he can do that, or P250s even. So much money on the CT side.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel kind of sorry once more for Reason Gaming, that UK HoP that might even bring it further. I mean, if they're losing this, they're not out of the tournament, they're not out of the group stage. They can still go for that next decider match we're going to have. So you'll be fully packed with games till 9 p.m. Central European time, or like 99% of the world, say 21 CET. Because that is really interesting. Yeah, actually, UK, what always have to put in your mind, or in that break we can talk about it, how different measurement in the UK it is. They have AM, PM, pounds, miles per hour. That is awkward. If I think about it, could you imagine that you're calculating like your travel in miles, not in kilometers, like 99% of the world does?
Yeah, I can imagine it, but I'm not gonna probably practically be able to do that because calculations a little bit unnecessary.
But if just to put our educational use exactly, to just let you guys know, 1 mile is 1.6 kilometers. So now you know. And ELC, we're not only here for Counter-Strike, you're not only here for GTA Online when you're sometimes watching, we're also here for, teaching people something, and now you know more. That's great, I think, somehow.
Vincent, the science guy, has helped us out here, and
I'm doing everything. German teacher.
And now we're gonna get to finally see the last rounds. Yeah,
and that buy is, for some reason, quite squishy, because there comes the smokes, there comes everything you need to work with. M4 is on the board for the majority of the players. Aaron needs to react, but can't, as Cinder finds that frag. That A side is going to be swamped with players in a matter of seconds. The plant is also going to happen.
What?
Scott takes a lot of time, though. What is he doing?
What?
Oh, that grenade. Uh-oh.
I don't know, maybe it bugged out and he couldn't plant it on top of the bomb train or something like that, but due to that, Fifi was able to get a triple kill for himself, because everybody was confused about what's happening with the bomb, that they were not really paying attention to the CTs that came through. Eric down to very low HP, and he's walking straight in the crosshair of the terrorists. That's Cinder, but Razy to close it all out. 12-3, ladies and gentlemen, after the first half in favor of HoP eSports. And last time, they lost their pistol round on the T side, but this time if they win it, the game might already be over.
Yeah, and this is where it gets problematic, and this is where it gets a little bit awkward for those guys from Reason, because they need to come up with something. They need to right now show how good they can be on CT, because we know Train, after it got re-rammed, is not that fully CT side anymore, but you can make it work as a CT. And We're going to see that in a second. On Cobblestone, they definitely convinced us with good work. Now it's time to show us what kind of comeback capabilities this British team can come up with. Round number 16, the first one of the second half starting up, with HoP eSports only having 3 guys with armor.
Okay then, Razy. Wondering what he can pull off with that P250, because this far I feel like he's been very impressive on bomb side B most of the time. Eric though to crush Cinder's head finally, but first kills are definitely going the way of Reason Gaming, and they push it even further. Finally the bomb is planted, finally Aaron replies with a headshot on Hulum, and they have a little bit of space for themselves, but not for long, I guess. Coming in from above is great, but he loses, and that's going to be a 2-on-2, and all of a sudden it makes it all so much more realistic until the point Thomas comes. So, the 4th round won by Reason Gaming. Once again, HoP are not really able to secure themselves a pistol round on that T side, so it'll last a little bit longer. But the bomb was planted, so they will get that full buy going a little bit earlier, and overall it's... we definitely cannot call this situation a bad situation, but it's not as perfect as they would like it to be.
Yeah, I pretty much fully agree on that. The HoP from the United Kingdom of this tournament now can show that they're more and more coming closer to that advancement to the LAN finals. Let's take a look if they are capable of finding more and more. Cinder with that P90 though, and I personally hate it when pro players do that because it's such a waste of money when you can play that UMP, but we're going to see how much he can make it work against HoP with those pistols and one gangster gun with that BZT on the Mac 10.
Oh, well, that Mac 10, a little bit of a mystery to me, because there definitely is a possibility to pick somebody off with that, but yeah, when he goes up against that P90, I guess it might be real hard. Prey, first one to pull the trigger, but actually the first one to get the kill is Aaron on the other side of that bomb train, and Cray to find one, now down to 19 HP, another turret, but he's going to get run down by 50. One man lead remains on the turret side. Eric, before going down, he was already in a horrible situation, so he must have been dead. But he got a kill before that happens. So he still stayed relevant until the very last second. And now Thomas is down to 39 HP. He knows that Razy will be coming in from the upper.
Oh, no.
Razy baits out a couple of shots out there and does a very good job at that. He's going to be running away as Thomas wants to run him down. And there's not going to be a possibility to defuse the bomb. What a perfect position from No Fear. Picks up the M4 additionally. And just take a look at that. They don't have to win the pistol round in order to actually have the upper hand, apparently.
What a great play. I mean, beside that fact that he made it really smart, ran away, kept that one position where you usually don't look because you also have a lot of pressure, you also have a lot of stress right now in that round. That was great, and I love to see that, which brings Reason back to only one guy with armor, and that is Thomas, who plays that scout, needs to find some great headshots with that scoped SSG. Let's take a look how much he can bring anything up, because only those USPSs, I mean... that sneaky gun, perfectly fitting to the Reason Gaming MI6 agents. But that is Thomas already taken down. And now no more armor is left onto Reason Gaming. Aim punch at its finest.
Yeah, right now, not much hope left in their heads, I believe. But for the next round, possibly there's something going to be. But, well, we've got that scout, actually, on the hands of Karmapang. Yeah, and he's got some skills with it, apparently. Amazing headshot. Definitely a good one to control the Ivy a little bit, but not completely because BZT is still out there.
Yeah, but... even if you have that scout, it's hard to imagine that you're going to lose against that kind of setup. Reason is playing at this moment as Eric waits. Smoke drops out. And now it could get a little bit dangerous, because now that deagle from Cray, oh no, Cinder already gets wallbanged here, puts him down to 13 HP. But what can he find? One, but that is pretty much it for that moment. And here comes aggression. Cray walks through and nothing happening.
Oh wow, that was interesting. With the deagle up so close, surprising your enemies possibly, you're not able to pull anything out. Ouch, a little bit of a disappointment, yeah. So, 14-4 it is in favor of HoP. Was supposed to be like that, but now Reason Gaming have a little bit more serious weapons in their hands, although still, Thomas just spends all his money and all he gets is deagle. with a smoke and HE and just a Kevlar. We don't have a single defuse kit, which could be an important fact right here. Razy opens it up with a kill, and not only one, but he gets the other on Thomas, and BZT takes care of Kamapang, and only Craig once again playing around that smoke. Is he once again gonna fail with the UMP? Actually, this time gets the kill, but right after he
quick.
and Cinder, they both die. Yeah, that was a very quick round indeed. But Cinder,
look at
once
the
again, we
money.
do get to see that XM1014, and once again it gets the kill, so I'm surprised it works.
Yeah, look at the amount of pounds Reason Gaming have back on their board. I mean, that is not looking good the slightest bit. They have FAMAS, they have 5.7, Scout, UMP. That's all cool and so, but I won't lose that feeling that this will be already it. If Thomas does not go ham, finds one. That is a good one, getting 50. Scott gets another one. But here come the frags. Beautiful. Muddle him, and only Cinder is alive. The one with the cute puppy picture now needs to show that he can also do frags. And there we go. That is Reason being taken out. The Hungarians do it in their fashion, and that means take that head and chop it off, because it is a beautiful 16-14 we're seeing.
Yeah, 16-4. That's quite one-sided right there. And Reason, they were able to beat Isaba. And where does that actually put the Czech and Slovakian team right now? Because I'm a little bit worried walking into the next match that they are gonna also possibly be crushed themselves with nothing yet to say. And as you mentioned, we didn't have like a double digits on the losing team. We're still not seeing that, and that might not be happening at all in the entire group.
Yeah, that might be not happening in the entire group, because I have that feeling that this could be those best of ones. It will always happen, you know. This is the thing where it goes. But the next one will be interesting. Let's take a look at 2 replays. I think that would be a thing to watch. Let's take a look at that.
Yeah, let's see what's actually most key situations of this match were caught on our replays, and that was good.
Yeah, it's great, a good replay. I mean, you saw it barely.
The blink of an eye.
Yeah, it was too fast, you know. There we go. Now we have the replay, and now we see how Fifi finds those frags together with Reason Gaming. There comes Razy with one, and here comes all the shots. Take a look at that. A classic mowdown.
Yeah, it's just beautiful how you look at it. The same thing happened against the Bulgarian team. You had Razy alongside with Fifi mow them down, but I think it was the other way around. Actually, it was Razy first getting a triple kill and then Fifi filling in. But here it was a double kill for Fifi, and then Razy filled in with a triple. And you cannot take that bomb side B lightly when you're facing up against HoP and against HoP, excuse me. And if we do get to see Train once again as the last map of the day in the final, I'm gonna be really surprised. I'm also gonna be a little bit disappointed, because probably we're not gonna get to see anything new, and we'll just be HoP taking it home.
Yeah, I also don't want to see Train again, to be honest. I mean, that would be great to not see Train again. Here comes Thomas, and look at Razy. That was so sneaky. He just runs away, waits, and takes this angle. The movement there was really smooth, takes out his tech, and that is a perfect headshot to the head of Thomas. So great to see that.